Welcome everybody to another video of Ancient Greece Reloaded. Today we will talk about the famous queen Pasiphae, wife of King Minos and a daughter of god Helios. By the way, if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so as to stay tuned for upcoming videos. Starting with the family tree, Pasiphae was the daughter of god Helios and Oceanid nymph Perses, making Pasiphae sister to Crete, Aeetes and Perses. Pasiphae was said to be immortal, just as her sister Crete was also immortal, although her brothers Aeetes and Perses certainly weren't. The females in this family line were known for their skills with potions and herbs, for as well as Pasiphae and Crete, the sorceress Medea, the daughter of King Aeetes, was also part of this family. Pasiphae would only come to prominence upon the island of Crete, for there Pasiphae would become the wife of Minos, a son of Zeus and Europa, and therefore Pasiphae would become queen of Crete when Minos ascended to the throne after the death of his stepfather Asterion. Minos, though, was not a faithful husband, and trying to stop her husband's infidelity, Pasiphae would create a potion that transformed the king's sperm into poisonous creatures, such as scorpions and millipedes. Any love of Minos would thus perish, although Pasiphae, as an immortal, was impervious to the poison. The potion of Pasiphae also meant that Minos could not father any children, but this was remedied when Procris arrived upon Crete. Procris was either simply looking to be rewarded for her work, or else she wished to become a lover of Minos, but in either case Procris devised a counter potion from Circean herb. The herb refers to the enchantress Circe from Greek mythology, who is said to have used the herb as a charm. King Minos would reward Procris by presenting her with Laelaps, the hunting dog who always caught its prey, and a javelin that always hits its targets, gifts that had previously been presented to Minos' mother, Europa. Pasiphae is best known for her own infidelity, rather than those of her husband, although this infidelity was caused by King Minos. To gain the throne of Crete, Minos had prayed to Poseidon, who had dispatched a magnificent white bull as a sign of the god's favor. Minos was expected to sacrifice this bull, now known as the Cretan bull, to Poseidon, but Minos was so taken with the white bull that he kept it instead. An affronted Poseidon decided to have his revenge by causing Pasiphae to fall in love with the bull, a love in the real physical sense, for Pasiphae would lust after the bull, and the skills of the sorceress were not enough to offset the curse of Poseidon. Pasiphae would eventually enlist the help of Daedalus, the master craftsman, to satisfy her unnatural desires. Daedalus would manufacture a lifelike wooden cow, with real cowhide covering it. Pasiphae would enter the wooden construction, and after it was wheeled out into the field, the Cretan bull would mate with the wooden cow, and Pasiphae inside it. After coupling with the Cretan bull, the desires of Pasiphae would be sated forever. But the coupling also meant that Pasiphae was pregnant with a son. This son would upon his birth be named Asterion, after the former king of Crete. But this son was no ordinary boy, for he had the body of a man, but also the head and tail of a bull, and thus Asterion would become better known as Minotavros, aka the Minotaur. As a baby, the Minotaur would be nursed by his mother Pasiphae, and even as a young child, the Minotaur would be given free rein in King Minos' palace. As the Minotaur grew older though, he would become more savage, and it was no longer safe for Pasiphae or the other members of the royal household to be around him. Daedalus was tasked with creating a new home for the son of Pasiphae, and so the Minotaur's new home would become the enormous labyrinth beneath the palace. The Minotaur was not the only son of Pasiphae, for Pasiphae would bear a number of famous children to King Minos, and in short, they are Akakalis, the daughter of Pasiphae and Minos. Akakalis would be the mother of two founding heroes, for she was mother to Kidon, founder of Kidonia, to Hermes, and Naxos, the founder of Naxos, to Apollo. Androgeus, the son of Minos and Pasiphae. Androgeus was the king's favorite child. Androgeus was killed whilst in Athens, and as a result Athens would have to pay tribute to Crete. Ariadne, the most famous daughter of Pasiphae. Ariadne would assist Theseus when he entered the Labyrinth, and would flee Crete with the Athenians. Later though, she would be abandoned and would end up as the wife of god Dionysus. Catreus. Catreus was a son of Pasiphae and became king of Crete after Minos. Catreus would be killed by his own son Althaemenes, just as a prophecy had declared. Dephkalion, another son of Pasiphae and Minos. Dephkalion was occasionally named amongst the Argonauts, and also he is occasionally said to have become king of Crete, whilst others say he was killed by Theseus whilst Minos was still alive. Glaucus. Glaucus was a son of Pasiphae who as a child was found dead inside a cask of honey, but was subsequently brought back to life by the seer Polyidus. Phaedra. Whilst Ariadne was abandoned by Theseus, another daughter of Pasiphae, Phaedra, would end up marrying Theseus. Xenodike. Xenodike was a daughter of Pasiphae and Minos, but nothing else is known about her. Finally, the story of Pasiphae effectively ends with the birth of her children, for she is subsequently not mentioned in the Greek myths that have survived, and if Euripides' play Cretans or Virgil's Aeneid do not count as ancient reliable sources in the specific case of Pasiphae. That being said, let us finish with the following saying: physical beauty is an animal trait, if there is no mind beneath. Democritus. That being said, remember guys to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, it would help us a lot. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for upcoming videos.